Yo guys, what's up? It's your man JK Prime Time, back here in another video. And this video today, it's gonna be about not necessarily any breaking news in sports to say, but it's something I feel like needs to be talked about. Now, the reason why I'm bringing this up, or that what my topic is gonna be on, is because I was on Twitter. And of course, you know, if you've been watching the NFL games on CBS, Fox, ESPN, NFL Network, any of those channels, you'll see during the games that they have the commercials, and the commercials that they're airing right now, that you would expect, is a commercial advertising to stop domestic violence, and how it's saying, you know, it's not right, which it is. It's not right. It shouldn't happen, and that, you know, to prevent it from happening. And so you have some people seeing it, and of course they're gonna go on Twitter and say, "Oh my gosh, this is so nice what they're doing. The league is taking a step in the right direction. They actually care about the people." And I just don't want people to get misguided, because if you think about this, those people, like, they don't care about anything. The only time they make a statement, which is for anything, a league, a business, anything, the only time when they will change is when you start messing with their money. Think about it. Before, domestic violence policy, what, 2 games? Okay? It was about, Ray Rice does play for 2 games at first, and they brushed it under the rug. The whole thing, they didn't tell anybody, they didn't look at the details, they saw the video, they didn't care. You know, like, okay, you know what, you're one of the highly known players, we're just going to give you off with a slap on the wrist, 2 games, you get to go about your business. Now, the reason why they did that is because, obviously, for the Ravens, is they make a big money because Rice is a big figure with them. And also, the NFL, he's also a big figure in the NFL, he's a big name, he gets talked about. Okay, so what happens is, he goes, people see the video, they find out, they get outraged, okay? Those people start bringing back in jerseys, not going to games, not watching it on TV. That's going to bum ratings down, that's going to bump ticket sales down, and that's going to bump jersey sales down, and the team and the league is going to lose money. Now, since they were losing money, they have to make the fans happy. So what they do is they start doing the domestic violence commercials to try to extinguish the hate that is going on for them. But, you know, you also got other main people, Ray McDonald too, Adrian Peterson with child abuse, that he took a plea deal on, so that's a different case than Rice. Rice, we definitely knew was guilty. With Peterson, you could make the argument that it was more of, okay, well, you know, that's just how the old ways were, how he was brought up, and how if you go back 15 years ago, that was considered okay to discipline your child as a method of disciplining your child. So, but the main thing is that the only time they will give a damn about fans, anyone paying money, is when that money starts dwindling down. And obviously, they didn't take a huge hit, but it was enough of a hit that they didn't want a long-term effect on how their money plans will go, seeing that you might not think about this now, but the league does, and they notice if people are stopped buying, let's say they didn't do anything. Ray Rice does what he does, Peterson, Ray McDonald, Greg Hardy, they all do their stuff. They do their things, people stop buying tickets, they buy jerseys, NFL's like, okay, whatever, F you, we're just going to keep going. What happens is when they want to get a new TV deal later, a couple years down the road, when it expires, they're not going to get as much money from it because there might be less people watching than there was before due to these people getting in trouble. And now, what they're trying to do is save their reputation so they get more money. Now, this happens in other places too. And it's not necessarily the same exact reasons, like criminal activity, but let's say, I know some gamers will know this analogy. When the Xbox One came out, Microsoft was talking about their DRM policies and how you had to check it every 24 hours, and you had to be online to play the games. And you know what? People didn't like that. And, you know, people didn't want to pre-order the console. And you saw it because the PlayStation 4 was getting 3 times as amount as pre-orders as the Xbox One. So for the Xbox One, what they decided to do is take out those DMR policies, and the minute they took those out, the pre-order sales jumped jump from where they were. And even now, with the consoles going through the same exact thing, they're not getting as many sales. So the first thing they do, because it was $100 more than the PS4, they take out the Kinect as a part of the bundle, and now you can only buy the console separately, and that's $400, the same as the PS4. Now, what they've just done is obviously for a Christmas deal, which most companies do, so it's not that surprising, but they take $50 off for just the console. So it's like, oh, well, if you look at it, the PlayStation 4 is $400, but the Xbox One with this Christmas deal is $350. So obviously, if you're someone who's a teenager or just a young adult and doesn't have exactly money to throw around to spend on, and your parents aren't going to buy it for you, you're going to go with the one that costs the least amount of money. And there's other things like Xbox. The Xbox, it's better party system, so obviously more people would go on that. But basically, that probably will drive up their sales too. But Christmas time will drive the PS4s too. So, but basically, all this is another example of how companies, gaming companies, leagues, sports leagues, anything that makes a profit off of people going to games, they do not care about you or your opinion until you start messing with their money. Now, you'll see this throughout the course of history. There's going to be some event that's going to happen and someone's not going to like, and you know what they're going to do? They're going to attack the money, and when they start attacking the money, the people will get on, the companies will give in, and that's basically what you have to do. To get, this is a word of advice, to get anything you want from a big company that involves getting money, you have to mess with their money for them to be able to give in to you, and that's the only advantage you get. Because if it's anything else, they're not going to give two issues about. You could mess with their reputation, but as long as they're still getting the money coming in, they're not going to care. Once you start messing with their money, everything changes, and that's with almost anything. As long as the company, whatever it is, makes a profit, if you mess with those profits, they will give in and they will change what they are doing. Okay, I think I've gotten everything off my chest. This is another video from me. Like the video, share it, because this is some words of wisdom right here. True stuff for people out there. And you know what? Like, subscribe, comment down below what you think, and I'm out.